Hello and welcome to the F3 Collective. My name is Christine Renee, and I want to talk to you about how your zodiac sign affects weight loss. We are always, most of us, right? If you're searching weight loss, obviously this is going to come up. We are always struggling to lose weight. We're struggling to make changes in our body. As I have gotten older, I'm 51 now. I have changed my strategy, right? My strategy used to be skinny, right? I wanted to be thinner. I wanted to weigh less, right? You can say it a million ways. But now my goal is really to be healthier, right? I'm looking for lifestyle changes so that I can be healthier. Well, there's there's something that there is to be said about mindset, right? Mindset is huge, especially when it comes to weight loss. We could go to the gym all we want. We can make all the changes we want to our food and the intake, right? We could make the calorie intake less, which would obviously assist in losing weight. We could go to the gym, which would obviously assist in toning, and those two things together can help. However, one of the things that ends up happening because we are the type of people we are is we have a tendency to yo-yo diet because we are not fixing and changing our mindset. So one of the things that I have found really changes our thought process, and we all know who we are, meaning I'm a Scorpio. I know how, as a Scorpio, I see life, how I view life. However, there are other things about Scorpios that I needed to know so that I could fix how I approached things going forward. And once I knew those things, it was much easier. Same thing with a client of mine who, she found out that she had particular blocks that were blocking her and keeping her stuck in the same position, right? She realized, because we did a reading. This is through my Divine Essence bioprint. We do a reading at the same time as finding out what our sun signs are, etc. And she was an emotional sign, right? Which all of our water signs are emotional. So Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So she was a Cancer, and she realized that she was lacking in the love department, and not necessarily relationship wise, like I don't have a relationship, like I don't have a significant other. It was that people weren't showing her enough love. And because of that trauma and that lack of, she needed to replace with self-care so that she could then move forward with her weight loss journey. But because she was lacking that, and to begin with, it was very difficult. So we went through a healing process and a couple of activations, and we moved through those processes to make that her feel fulfilled, right? Um, so the couple of things that you really need to look at are, we have our four things, right? We need to look at our sun sign. We need to know our rising sign, or those are the two different. And then we need to look at our moon sign and then our Chiron. So let me just read to you a couple of what the differences are between the two, or how they are seen, right? So our sun sign, it's, you will truly feel alive when you're living the traits indicated by your sun. Therefore, it is likely that you will spend much of your life on a journey to self-discovery, aiming to incorporate these traits into your life. Okay. So that's different than I can't talk today, than our ascending sign. And let me talk about the ascending a little bit. And it's funny. The sun sign is kind of like our personality and our nature. Okay, this is a really long report, and I am just looking for one section. So when you do my Divine Essence bioprint, you get a 25 to 30 page report on your particular sign, and then we go through and we talk about all of your personal things that you deal with in your personal sign, your personal ascending, your moon, your Chiron. And then we go through and I actually do a reading where I am going into you personally, and we're talking about things that you've experienced in the past. And your Chiron is your wounding as a child. Let's get into the ascending. I have lost it. I should have set this aside, but I did not. Chiron, since this is in front of me, the Chiron is believed to be known as the wounded healer, the point in a birth chart where a person experiences early childhood hurts. So these physical, emotional, or mental hurts then become part of a lifelong journey towards healing and connection. So that's the Chiron. So that's your childhood wounding. All right, I have clearly passed the ascending. It's okay. We'll get there. And then we also have the moon, right? So the moon is also a different personality, or looking at a different part of our life. All right. So our moon, since I can't find the ascending, so in the moon, our moon sign used to be the one that was looked upon as like the major player in all of this, but now it's our sun sign. And there are people that think differently. So it's saying here that astrologers from different schools of thought allocate varying meanings to the moon in a birth chart. So ancient astrologers say that the moon changes its nature according to its phases and merely passes on impressions from other planets rather than directly influencing a person's life. However, modern astrologers tell us that the moon depicts a person's roots, our home, and family. They say the moon also shows our habitual nature or subconscious patterns of behavior which stand in the way of achieving our life goals. While the moon can show us our strengths, I couldn't say strengths very well. It can also depict our weaknesses, which need to be overcome in order to be successful in life. So that's our moon. And I should have read a better sun description. But it also has to do with our personality, but it's, slightly different. Okay, I should have highlighted the ascending here. It's okay.